10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Greetings and salutations, Dota fans! It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Legends Season 10 action. And I'm joined tonight by nobody. What can you do? What we are here tonight for is a fantastic best-of-2 matchup between Toilet Jork, who are 3-5 from the Radiant team, taking on Polar Ass, who are 4-2 on the Dire team. I was actually asking myself, why have I not casted Polar Ass yet? Because it occurred to me, sitting in my chair about 46 hours ago, that I had not casted this team. And it didn't make sense. Because this team has the Beast of US East, my all-time favorite lads player. It's got Levi, one of my favorite lads players ever. It's got Sonic God, and wait a minute. How have I not casted this team? I should cast this team. Lo and behold, 46 hours later, I am casting this team. Very cool stuff. On their opposite side, though, is Toilet Jork, who have been a very interesting team so far, where they didn't go in with the perception of being one of the top contenders, but they certainly went in with a number of very good players, a number of guys who are seasoned not only from LANs, but from other amateur leagues, such as RD2L, such as, I think some of the guys have like some MD2L experience as well. So there's a lot of very experienced amateur league guys on this Toilet Jork squad as well. What it does mean, though, is we are in for a very fun time, I do believe. I could be wrong, but I'm feeling very good about the series. We already have some interesting enough opening heroes. It is Puck into Doom plus Grimstroke, so we know right here, right now, we are in for some interesting team fights. I am interested to see where Polar Ass put this this Doom and this Grimstroke, because we have been seeing historically Doom 3, Grimstroke support, often 4. We've been seeing more and more nowadays this is Doom 4. I know last time I casted a Doom plus Grimstroke in Lads, it might have been last night actually. We saw the Doom being played in the offlane role. I think by Filski actually. It was Filski playing the offlane Doombringer, but that is certainly a Filski specialty. I'm sure the Beast can play it, but I'm not sure if I've actually ever seen him play Doom. I'm sure he can play it, but I'm hoping it's the Doom 4, Grimstroke 5, and a different 3. Over on the Radiant side, though, we have an Enchantress pick. There is no there is no Season 4 Lads Champion Dawson in our lobby, so Enchantress has not been banned out. It has been selected. I'm sure in the lane matchup, if we do see Doom laning into the Ench, which is more than likely given Enchantress is most likely going to be a 5, and Doom will either be 3 or 4. We'll probably just see Doom potentially looking to devour the Enchantress creeps, so potentially might even see Enchantress get even 0 points in Enchant. I know some Ench players have done so into lanes like this, so we'll see exactly how Flesh Canoe plays the Ench 5, if he is playing an Ench 5. Looking over at bans, yeah, you get about what you expect. Some of the better heroes in the meta currently being banned out. Marcy has been unleashed into Captain's mode, so naturally Marcy is going to be banned out in a lot of the games. Pugna's still good, Pugna banned. Enigma. Polar Ass have some very good Enigma players. It is banned, and Whole City plays a very mean Visage as well, so I'm not too shocked it is banned out. Second phase bans very orthodox as well. Wraith King, Pango, Jug, Monkey King, Coddle, Timbersaw, all heroes that have been getting a decent bit of play, everything from top pro play to amateur play. I may have just said too many words too fast because we are now into the the 15 pick, and I have run out of things to say. Correction, they've given me things to say. It is a Kunkka selection, almost certainly going to be played mid by Whole City. I'm sure Sonic God or the Beast of US East can play Kunkka, but this is a Whole City specialty. It is a hero that has been played a good bit safe lane recently, but I'm still expecting it to be played middle lane by Whole City. It is one of, if not his best hero. We are seeing a Razor counterpick He's a hero who can potentially lane into this Kunkka mid. Also can, of course, lane into any of the side lanes. If it is Doom Core, Razor has a good matchup into the Doom Core as well, so it's a very valuable, flexible Razor pick at this early stage of the draft where they can perhaps pick a support hero here and hold this Razor. Okay, never mind. They're locking it in now. They're going to go Tricore, Razor, Puck, Axe, more than likely. Unless we're going to see something really wild and crazy tonight, it will be Razor carry, Puck middle, Axe offlane. Thought we could see some really cheeky shenanigans, but seems like we'll be keeping it more on the standard side. If memory serves, Clueless is an Axe player. I am looking this up right now. I think I actually may have had this exact conversation with Logical the other nights, and we were like, yeah, Clueless plays, he plays this Axe hero a lot, doesn't he? I have opened his Dota buff, and it is, it is his most played hero by a significant margin. He has 1,217 games on Axe, so yeah, it is the Clueless special. I did remember that correctly, so it's not too shocking. Notably, Axe also matches up very well into a lot of these, a lot of the agi carries that Sonic God prefers in his hero pool. A lot of what Sonic God likes to play is countered by Axe. But one of those heroes that is not countered is Ursa. Sonic God plays a very mean Ursa. Historically, a hero he's done very well on throughout the last seasons. And it is a very up-tempo hero to play with this dire draft concept. So, if you Toilet Jork, I'm a little bit scared. Because I feel like they're going to need to play the lanes better than Polar Ass are. I'm not sure by how much better, but maybe if they play the lanes like 10% better than Polar Ass do, they'll get the sort of lead they need, but this feels like the sort of game where they want to get an early lead going. They want to get ahead on the Axe. They want to have this Razor be able to fight very early on. They want Puck to have like early, say, Witchblade into travels before Dire are truly looking to fight, but it feels difficult for that to happen. I like what Polar Ass have here. The question of the day is, what do we do with the Doom? Will it be 3, or will it be 4? That is still the very big question for this Polar Ass draft. It seems like Toilet Jork think it's 4. I also think it's 4. So we are on the same page. Toilet Jork have used 0 reserve time, actually, I believe, so they have all the time in the world to contemplate this penultimate pick of the draft, this 23 pick. I am expecting a support pick. That is not a support pick, which means we could be seeing a Razor 4, we could be seeing a Puck 4, we could be seeing an Axe 4. I'm not quite sure who's going to be 4 here. I really don't know, but this is a very fascinating pick. This PL pick is not actually that good into Kunkka. It's not that good into Grimstroke. It means that this draft is absolutely fascinating. We see a very orthodox response from Polar Ass that grabs Sand King, one of the beast of US beasts, absolute best offlane heroes, a hero who matches up very well into the Phantom Lancer as well. I'm a big fan of this. This is a very good draft from the Dire. Off draft alone, I really like this Polar Ass draft. I think they have the better drafts. I think if Toilet Jork are going to win this game, they're going to need to do something spectacular. Whether it is win the laning phase, which I don't think they're going to be able to do with their heroes, or to be able to maneuver the team fights at around minute 25, minute 30 or so when PL can fight in an expert way. I think both of those are very hard things to ask for, but I think one of them will need to happen. Because I think if you just play this Polar Ass draft straight up, you say win the lanes slightly, or you draw the lanes, or you lose the lanes, whatever, then they're going to get their items on their Ursa, on their Sand King, on their Kunkka. They're going to run it into you, and I'm not quite sure what Toilet Jork do in that reality. I could be wrong. That seems to be the way I view this game here. We are jumping on then, though, for game number 1 of Toilet Jork taking on Polar Ass. We have Toilet Jork, 3 and 5 on the Radiance team. Polar Ass, 4 and 2 on the Dire team. My name is Badger, the Badger Pablo, here for a 2-game series. A 2-game, not a 2-game foray into Dota 2. He's okay, Whole City, okay. I'll prove to you, Mr. Whole City, that I am not washed up. There we go. That's my boy, the Beast of US East. Thank you, Mr. Beast of US East.
I love winning.
Okay.
Winning.
So it will be a 4-puck from Vel. We have the answer. I didn't know who would be playing mid for this team, because historically both Polo and Vel were both mid players.
30 seconds.
It seems like he has put the 4 hero, correction, the 2 hero into the 4 role. So some interesting stuff from this Toilet Jork draft, but here we go.
I love winning.
We see both teams making some moves right now. Axe runs into Dire jungle. Dire, for their part, runs into Radiant jungle.
The battle begins.
Oh, by the way, Valve fixed spectator mode, and that makes me so happy. It's not even real. Because before, right, you see what I'm doing right now, where I'm making the screen move around slowly? I couldn't do that. Either it'd be like this, very fast, or it'd be just affixed to a hero and I couldn't move it. So the fact that it's I'm able to use my camera properly again makes me so happy. Valve fixed spectating. It feels fantastic. We see middle lane, it is Razor versus Kunkka. Kunkka, I'm sure, isn't having a fun time. I think he'll be fine in the long run, but he's not going to have fun. Especially in these early levels where Polo is going to really just run this man down before Kunkka gets the small camp. But that's just Dota 2 for you. So I'm expecting Polo to win this lane here. Over on top lane is Axe Puck taking on Enchantress Ursa. Yeah, not Enchantress. Sorry, Grimstroke Ursa. My brain is not functioning, but it's a very interesting lane. I feel like this Axe might just get run down by Ursa potentially with an XL combo at some point very soon. You see Clueless taking a lot of damage early on. He's going for this Orb of Venom, which indicates he wants to play aggressively in this lane, but can he sustain in this lane? That is to be determined. And over to bottom lane, it is Fat Sloth on his Phantom Lancer with Flesh Canoe's Enchantress taking on Sand King Doombringer. Big trades bottom lane. Who will die? It will be the Beast of US East, perhaps dropping to Flesh Canoe. First blood drawn by Enchantress. Over to top lane, the man fight continues. Ursa engages. Axe is low. Ursa is low. Fairy Fire pop, but is Axe going down? Both offlaners will perish. Sand King in the bottom lane. Axe in the top lane. Back to middle lane, we are seeing Whole City probably cursing at the keyboard right now with -8 damage. I don't think he's having a good time right now. But what can you do? That is Kunkka Razor sometimes. Not quite sure how Puck has 5 last hits, but I'm sure it can't be a bad thing. That's more than you'd expect from a 4 hero, but I guess it is a 4 Puck. Maybe Vel wants some items one day, says, you know what, Clueless, I will hit some creeps, it's gonna be okay. Bottom lane burrow in by the Beast of US East. Flesh Canoe and Fat Sloth are very low, though neither will die. Back to middle lane, back to our Static Link adventures. It is X Mark from Whole City. think he's trying to secure some creeps on that one, and he gets a few last hits by the chain there. Over the top lane, it is Levi, possibly losing his courier. Yep, losing his courier to the puck. We see Sonagod being forced under his tower right now. Clueless has cut the wave over here. He's dragging it over to a small camp.
That is a play.
In comes Sane and Levi. Inkspell is active. Grimstroke is low, but Axe is lower. 2 kills now in this top lane combination for Polar Ass. Clueless dead for the second time this game. They move to Vel. His orb up in 1 and phase shift available, so he should not die here, and he will not die here. But this top lane has gone very well for Sonagod and Levi. Now, if you were to go back a solid like 9 months, 12 months, and you told me Levi, speaking of Levi, he possibly might die top lane, jump in by Vel, dodging Inkspell with that phase shift. Levi will die. Will be a trade for Vel. Yes, it will. Both supports die in this top lane. Overpower is used by Sonagod, hitting Clueless. Can he find spins? The answer appears to be no. Down goes Clueless. Clueless could not find spins, did not have enough units hitting him, it appears. So now it's Sonagod 2-0-2 on the Ursa Bear. But back to my previous quip about Sonagod and Levi. If you told me a year ago Sonagod and Levi would be on the same team, at the time, one of my highest opinion carry players with my highest opinion 5 player on the same team, and they would have the Beast of US East, I'd be extraordinarily shocked. Just to see these players together is a real throwback to like the Season 7 All-Ads team. Over the bottom lane, though, it is the Beast, quite low. Sentry Ward is placed by Flash Canoe, but he might just die for that one. Chelon secures that kill via the Scorched Earth. Perhaps the Centaur can bring down the Beast of US East. He is quite low, but not quite low enough, it appears. Top lane again, Clueless goes down. Vel, perhaps wanted vengeance. He has Orb up in 5. The Sonagod is actually staying. He does not fear the Orb, apparently. Maybe he should, but he does not. In comes Vel, looking to hit, looking to bring down Sonagod. Clueless has arrived. Battle Hunger will slow the Ursa, but he is under his tower. He is regenerating via both the tower aura and his Grimstroke Sangas. So he will be fine. Middle lane, bottom lane, Burrow in on Fastlock. He will pop the Doppel, but he will die at the right clicks of the Doombringer. 7 kills for Polar Ass. But mid lane, as expected, has gone well for another death in the top lane. Maybe I'd be watching top lane more. Phantom Embrace has been utilized by Levi. They're looking for Vel. He's attempting to escape. He's slowed by Stork of Fate. Sonagod has the Earthshock, but Vel will rift away from the Ursa in time. But still, one more death on Clueless. He is 0-5 right now. So this lane is not going well at all for this Axe plus Puck combination. But yeah, middle lane has been going fairly well for Polo. He is up in last hits, he is up in denies. He is about a half level above Whole City. So about as expected in this matchup. But Whole City is getting some farm. He has been hitting small camp here and there. Whenever he's not being linked by Polo. That's a lot of the lane is being linked by Polo, apparently. Bottom lane, we are seeing a bit of a dive by Shello and the Beast. They want Fast Sloth, who will pop that Doppelganger. In comes Razor on the TP, looking for big kills on the Beast and Shellomello. Sentry Ward is on the ground. The Beast will pop Epicenter. Can he find big kills on Polo? Burrow in, Polo down, Polo rotated in to salvage the bottom lane. But instead, he finds a death and 0 kills. This is huge for Whole City. It's also huge for this dire side bottom lane. Over the top lane again. It's Clueless being run at by Sonagod. And again, Clueless will lose that trade. He is now 0-6 on the X. We're at the point now where Polar Ass, you can say definitively, are winning the lanes. They've won this bottom lane. They have very heavily won this top lane, and they were losing the middle lane until Polo rotated away. He has not been CSing, Whole City has been, and Whole City has gotten back into this lane nice and easily via the failed rotation from Polo, so if you are a Polar-ass fan, you are very, and I do mean very happy right now. Or at least you should be. If you're not, you should be happy. It's a very good start to your game. Rotation mid lane by Flesh Canoe. Looks for Whole City. You'll not kill him, though it will, I guess, slightly bother him. Bottom lane knows where the problems are occurring. Burrow Shrike is dodged by Fat Sloth, but I'm not quite sure he can escape. Wait, the TP way isn't in time? Fantastic TP to Fountain by Fat Sloth. I was sure he was dead. Who is surely dead, though, is Clueless again, who was cutting top lane. He wanted to farm some creeps between the dire side top T2 and top T3. For doing so, he lost his life. Over to mid lane, the Beast rotates in. Without the Whole City, they bring down Polo. Flesh Canoe wants this tower, but it is two very beefy strength cores defending the tower for the time being.
Yeah, I don't care, I just hit creeps.
So no fun to be had there for Flesh Canoe. Clueless has TP'd in towards the bottom lane. He is de-pushing that lane. I think he wants a little more safe farm, but right now he is being chased by the Beast of US East and Cello Mellow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And he is staying in the trees, but eventually they have found him. Doom in on Clueless. Not quite sure they need to use that Doom, but the Doom was used nonetheless. It is now a 13th kill for the side of Polar Ass, the kill going to the Beast of US East. Looking over at Hero Net Worth, it is exactly what you would expect. Ursa on top, two more Dire cores not far behind. PL and Razor, they are behind. Axe is very behind. I guess Puck is ahead, but if all three cores are suffering and your 4 Puck is doing a good job, it's not really a great case in terms of your economy. Top lane, Flesh Canoe is being run at by Sonagod, and Rage has been activated. One more hit will do it, and one more hit has done it. One more kill for Polar Ass, and they are now working on that middle T1 tower. Whole City is leading the siege. He has teammates sitting in the trees nearby, but he is playing it slow. He is waiting for the creep wave. He does not want to tank the tower. Radiance are rotating heroes towards the top lane. Polo is in this coil by Velvelvel into the static link from Polo. But can they kill Sonagod? Enrage is on cooldown. Sonagod goes in now. Must leave. Whole City rotates in. And Sonagod is dead to the damage from Velvelvel. The trade is for Polo. Soulbind will not link Flesh Canoe to anybody, but now both rain supports are on the run. Orb, Jaunt by Velvelvel. As Flesh Canoe brings down Levi. Tidebringer will not kill the Puck, and now Radiant are hitting the Kunkka. Torrent, X-Mark will be on Enchantress, but the armor toggles were not on point. Whole City is dead. It is a 3-for-1 trade, heavily in favor of the side of Toilet Jork. They have more than doubled their kills in one 12-minute teamfight, and suddenly, things are looking a lot better. Bottom lane, we see a dust by Polo. The Beast will turn with Epicenter. The Burrow is up. He will use it on Clueless, but he must escape if he can. Cello has arrived, looking to save his Sand King. Clueless dies to Cello Mellow, but Polo is still looking for the Beast. Velvelvel has arrived, but they've run out of detection. They used a dust to see the Sand King, and Sand King is once again invisible. He cannot be killed. As all of that happens, top lane, we see Flesh Canoe with some creeps hitting the Dire side top tier 1 tower. That is a nice tower to get. He has now secured 2 towers, the middle and top tier ones, on the Enchantress. Perhaps these plays from Flesh Canoe will buy just enough map space for these Radiant Cores to farm. Speaking of Radiant Cores, that sloth has been caught by Cello, Mello, and Levi. It's a Doom, and Link's well utilized. Phantom Lancer has lost his life. Cello Mello is dominating. Over to bottom lane, however, they want Sonagod and the Beast. Is there detection? There is Dust online for Puck. Foil use as well on Sand King. Razor and Enchantress run down Ursa. Ursa is low. He will attempt to turn. Sand King low as well. Static Field utilized. Sonagod dead. Over to the Beast. Dust once again used. TP is there in time. Call off the mark. The Beast TP's away. But it is still bad for Polaras. They lose their Ursa and they get nothing in exchange in the bottom. However, if you do include the PL kill top, it is a relatively even exchange. I love the BCUSD so much. I really do. That was a sick TP. Okay, so looking over at item builds, I want to highlight the Puck item build on Vel's Puck. I find it interesting. I'm not sure if it's correct, but it's most certainly interesting. It is the Travels into Blink build. And honestly, I like it. I think it works. Middle lane, we see a Sentry Warrior placed. They want the Beast of US East. He will turn with Effie. Burrows on cooldown. Polo is low. In blinks Cello Mello, finding Polo, and Polo 5885 has returned again to the grave. Cello runs at Flesh Canoe. Burrow in by the Beast. Levi looks to arrive. They want the Enchantress, but Vel is on the defense, keeping his support teammate alive. We see a trade of Sentry Wards. Dire have killed the Radiant one at long last, but Radiant look to fight. Kranka has arrived. X-Mark. Dodged by... Actually, not dodged by Doppel. Good play from Whole City. What a fantastic X-Mark. And now it's a coil in, looking to defend, but Radiant being dope under a tier 2 tower. Boat will arrive, giving the buff, but the coil is keeping Dire in place. Polo, TP's in, blink in by the Beast. Burrow on Fatswap. Fatswap is dead. The trade will be for the Beast. So it is a 1-for-1 exchange. Both teams lose 1 core. And now both teams will return to farming with a PL for Sand King trade. Good water. Notably, during all that fight, though, Ursa was farming. Ursa is ready to go, potentially for a Roshan play. He is smoked up right now. He has Morbid Mask and a prepped Overpower. This could be the Roshan kill to help elevate his game. The Courier. Could not have seen Roshan anyways, I guess so it wouldn't have mattered, but Radiants are nearby. Sonagod is under enemy lines, but it appears not to matter. He will grab the Roshan. As that happens, Flesh Canoe has been hunted by the Beast of US East and Cello Mello. Aegis has been grabbed, and they will also grab a kill on Enchantress. So Roshan dead, Enchantress dead, and Polaras once again want to keep the pressure on. They want to keep going. They perhaps could go for the middle tier 2 and the bottom tier 2. We're seeing circles being drawn. As that happens, Burrow hits on Clueless, the axe. Once again, will run away. There was no follow-up. Simply the Beast going in alone like an absolute shad and burrowing an axe. I am just fascinated though watching Vel this game, because the way he's playing reminds me of what a 7-kit support player does when they play an RE2L, where you just you pick these 4 heroes that aren't actually 4s, and you use them to apply as much pressure on the map as possible. I find it really interesting what he's doing. I think it's working out very well right now. It reminds me of a player like AUI in the pro game, or for an amateur game, a player like Turp Castle in RE2L, where it's just you play 4 and you just keep on hitting all the way in this lane, in the dead lane. You keep applying pressure, and sure, maybe your PL won't be farming the top lane at all, but he's able to farm the Tri-Camp and the western side of the Dire side jungle. So it is working out so far for Vel. Back over to Polaras. They're pushing in the bottom lane as 5. The Beast of US East is continuously pump faking Epicenter, In case someone TPs in, they will not defend their tower. His bottom tier 2 will be sacked. Dire will claim the Radiant side outpost. And now Polar has TP back on their Kunkka to defense top lane. The remainder of the team smokes up. Mello leads the way. He has Blink and Doom. Levi can Inkswell. Perhaps they might work with Whole City. Looking at Dire Vision, they see Polo, Blink, Centaur Stomp, the Doom, X-Mark. However, Radiant have a coil on Doom, but in comes the beast of the US East, a burrow on Enchantress. Razor has ticked down to the Doom damage, and Dire, with 4 heroes, run Enchantress, and Enchantress will lose her life. 2 more kills for Polar Ass. They are up to 22 kills now at 18 minutes. Toilet Jork, they are behind. They are not impossibly behind, but they are most certainly behind. They are down currently by 5,000 net worth. However, they're getting some key farm on their Phantom Lancer. He is the one core on Radiant who's really doing his best to stay up with this farm. He has Diffusal, Yasha, 2 Wraith Bands right now. Bottom lane, speaking of Radiant cores, Clueless was trying to farm, but he was caught by Sonagod and Whole City. And once again, they easily kill Clueless. That is his 10th death of the game. Not the happiest game for Clueless, I'm sure. For the Jork, have eyes on regaining their own tri-camp. Flesh Canoe has warded, but it's immediately de-warded by... Wait, it's only a sentry ward, but it has still been killed by Levi.
It's good to be.
So Radiant now know Dire have vision by its Observer ward, but killing it is easier said than done. Dire blink in, they find everybody the Burrow Strike! What a fantastic burrow! Into the Soulbind, into 3 kills! Clueless has blink and called on 3 heroes, but he cannot stand and fight. He has arrived too late. 4-4-0, a rout in favor of Polar Ass. And you just love to see that degree of aggression. You see initially, Dire run in, they coalesce on one target, and as the help comes in, the Beast, with the Burrow Strike on the back lines, 3 heroes locked down at the exact same time, all 3 melted. And that is your really patented sort of team fight you'd like to see from Polar Ass. The classic diving, aggressive play from the Beast of US East. It's interesting to see how he's meshing with this team, and I'm really enjoying it. I truly am. Back over to the Radiant Tri-Camp. Axe is smoked. Blink and call on Doombringer. Doombringer will fall with the Culling Blade. Vel has a coil on the Beast of US East, but Dire look to fight around. However, Levi has died. It is a trade for Vel. We see Static Link on the Beast. Can the Beast get away? Clueless has died, but so has the Beast. Whole City will BKB. He will use the BKB to run away. So Toilet Jork have taken a good fight. They have traded 2 of their lives for 3 of Polar Asses, and during that, Sonagod's Aegis expired. That is certainly a big gain for Toilet Jork. Net worth-wise, it is only a 1k swing, but momentum-wise, it feels even better than that.
What happened? Axe happened.
It seems like Mello might just want to go again. He has Doom online. If he wants to go for a Blink and Doom play. However, he currently lacks teammates and he's not killing Razor alone of all heroes. However, with the arrival of Sonagod, who has a Blink Dagger, they certainly can kill the Razor. Razor, looking at his vision, only sees Sand King in middle. His life will be forfeit unless he BKB TPs right now. He will not do it in time. Sonagod actually solo kills Polo. Thought they might need the Doom to at least finish that kill. They did not even need. Not only need the Doom ability, they didn't even need the Doom hero. That's a solo kill for Sonagod.
It feels good to be this good.
In comes Velvel, blink coil on one, but in comes Cellomello. Phase shift has been activated, but Velvel's still being chased. In comes Fatsloth, running at Levi. Manta is popped. Levi is dead, but it might be a trade. Sonagod looks for the real PL. Torrent up in the air. Down goes Fatsloth. Blink call from Clueless. Hits on two, but he cannot stand and fight. He is certainly going to die. Velvel finishes off Whole City. However, him and Flesh Canoe both might be in severe danger. Ursa finishes Enchantress, and the Doom has hit on Puck. Puck will attempt to run away. He actually has more move speed than Doom, but we are seeing a TP in by the Beast of US East. The blink off the mark. Actually, Puck remains alive. Phase shift dodges Burrow Strike. The Yules too early from the Beast of US East. And the Beast of US East, with a rare lapse in ability usage, allows Puck to escape, but it is still a very good team fight for the side of Polar Ass. It was a 4-for-2 exchange, and Dire get all the Radiant scores in that fight. Back to top lane though, it's once again Toilet Jork respawning. They want to defend, and they have defended the tower. Sonagod has backed off for the time being. Cello is still nearby, as is Sonagod. Looking at Radiant Vision, and they see a Sand King in their dry camp. They have coiled him, and he is absolutely alone. Culling Blade misses, but the kill has been hit. Down goes the Beast of USDs, and that was some very bold positioning by the Beast. Wanted to make an aggressive play, but instead gets caught by the entire Radiant backline, and now Radiant, for their part, moves the whole city. He pops his BKB, but he has been called by Clueless. Soulbind is in on Axe and Razor. Both will hit the Axe, stunning him. Sonagod blinks in for Razor. Razor gets annihilated. Now he heads over to Axe. Axe has blink up in 2. Is there a cancel? Yes, there is. Earthshock will do it. The call is in, but the Axe is out. Now Radiant attempt to salvage the fight. They want Whole City. They want Levi. Both are barely alive. Orb in. It has missed. Cellomello wants to bring down Flesh Canoe. He will tank PL damage. Doppel activated. Cellomello dead. Whole City dies to impetus. Torrent on Puck. In comes Burrow. Onto the Puck as well. The Beasts respond. Sonagod brings down Fatsloth. The Beast brings down Vel. That is a full 5-man wipe for Polar Ass.
I don't care, I just hit creeps.
That was fun. Roshan still dead. If Polar Ass were extremely lucky, Roshan would be alive right now. Correction, if they were even moderately lucky, it would be alive right now. But they are unlucky. So it will not be alive for a minute longer.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Invisibility.
Sonagod is 17-2 right now. I just want to point that out. He is currently 17-2. That is a lot of kills. He's sitting in Roshan. He blinks in for Clueless. The bash. The right clicks. It will be enough. Clueless is dead. They move to Flesh Canoe. The Beast of US East is invisible. Radiant know that, though. And they will back off accordingly. Inkswell on Sonagod. But he could not find the targets. So Radiant will avoid having more deaths. Roshan is at long last respawn. Sonagod blinks in. He will kill Roshan right away. That will be the second Roshan of the game, both of which going to Ursa. The Aegis and the Shard both will head to Sonagod, unsurprisingly. And that is one nice shard to have. It's not the highest value in the world this game, but it's still very nice to have. Maybe it'll come in handy in one of these more chaotic fights that have been occurring in this game. Sonic God looked for a bash, could not find it. Had he have gotten a lucky bash on Vel, I believe he'd be dead right now. But he did not find the lucky bash. However, the Dire will go to the Radiant's top tier 2 tower. The top tier 2 tower cannot phase shift, it cannot use an orb, it cannot blink away. Therefore, it will perish. That is the last outer Radiance tower remaining. The question is, how will Polar Ass fare going high grounds? And the answer is pretty fantastic. Find Flesh Canoe right away. That is one easy pickoff. And the remainder of Toilet Jork are literally not in their base. Axe, mid lane. The remainder of the team, bottom lane. Sure, they're hitting other towers. Wait a minute. Polar Ass TP back, they want to fight. Blink in by Sonic. The bash on Polo. Polo's low on mana. He will link to Ursa, but can Sonic find the kill? Blink in by Clueless. Call on Ursa. Razor will get away. Axe has given his life for Razor to escape. A valiant sacrifice, but a sacrifice nonetheless. Notably, Radiance not only gets the bottom T1 tower, but they also defend their high ground. Their high ground base remains intact. Dire potentially could have forced it. They chose not to, instead defending their other towers, pushing in their lanes, which is fine, but they need to keep in mind there's only 3 minutes remaining on the Aegis. And sure, you can play the slow game, but as it currently stands, Ursa is monstrous. Absolutely massive. And PL is beginning to finally get key items. He has the Shard, he has the Manta, he has the Fusel Blade. He's about halfway to an Octarine Core. I, for one, would not let this man buy more items. I would run it down lanes right now, and they're doing that bottom lane. A smart decision. We see Whole City, middle lane, the remainder of the team, bottom lane. The Beast has an epicenter. He is once again pump faking it. He wants to go in, but his teammates are not joining him, it appears. Sonagod will get mana from the fountain via an X-Mark play from Whole City. Sonagod and the Beast walk high ground. Again, we still see Whole City middle lane. Sonagod actually nearly dies to the impetus plus Hurricane Pike damage. Middle lane, though, Radiant focus on Whole City. He will BKB and bolt. Polo engages in. Sonagod is in return. Soulbind on Ench and Razor. Razor gets demolished. They move to Enchantress, who once again has Hurricane Pike, but he has no escape. Torrented up, brought down, blink in by Clueless. A fantastic 3-man call. Coin Blade will remove the Aegis. But Dire still have 5 heroes. Sonagod blinks in, hitting illusions. He's now being kited under tier 4 towers, but he's still quite healthy. He moves back to the middle T3 tower. Radiant will glyph. Daslov again wants to defend. The Beast wants to use Epicenter, but he cannot find an appropriate target. And now Polar Ass will actually back off. They have lost their Aegis. They are low on multiple heroes, but wait, they're actually going back in again. This is psychopathic behavior, but it might pay off. Sonagod returns, blink call on only one, but it is the Ursa. Vel, with a one-man coil in a big silence. They're trying to go backlines. Clueless is dead, but can Radiant find the kills? Puck is dead. Hurricane Pike on Sonagod, but he remains alive. Bold play by Radiant. It did not pay off, and they have now been forced to use 2 buybacks. One on Flesh Canoe and one on Clueless. They once again want to defend, but it will be as 4 this time. We are seeing X-Mark TP plays. Whole City and Levi want to heal themselves. That is what they are waiting on. Whole City will salve himself. They want to go right here, right now. They know they are strong. And that sloth has paused.
You can't just pause. It's online video game with 3 people. You can't just pause it.
And we have returned from our pause. We are back. Again, we're seeing a lot of X-Mark TP plays from Polar Ass. They're setting up, they're buying items. Sonagod now has Satanic. And here we go again. Sonagod blinks in, finding Polo. The burrow as well. Polo gets annihilated. And now he has no buyback. He will be down for over a minute. Polar Ass have broken this high ground siege wide open. T3 dead. Range racks dead. Melee racks currently under attack. However, the siege is not that fast. Ursa, not the best building hitter in the world, instead moves for heroes. He finds Clueless. Burrow is off the mark. Phoenix will stun Flesh Canoe. Clueless has been zoned away from his team. We see a Doom on Flesh Canoe. Coil is on 2. The Doom and the Sand King, but they're absolutely fine. Flesh Canoe dead. Cello is low, but Thasloth could not kill him. Radiants have lost 4 heroes. All 4 do not have buyback. The lone defender, will silence 2 heroes. He'll orb on through. He'll earn Levi. Levi, I believe, will die here. But Vel is buying a lot of time right now. Levi actually barely remains alive, thanks to his magic stick. Vel has bought some time, actually. He is distracting the Dire from more barracks. They've only gotten 1 set so far. And now they want more sets. They have 30 seconds to do it. Axe, Enchantress, Phantom Lancer all alive in 30 seconds. And that should be enough time to get the entire bottom set of barracks. Sonagod again blinks in for Puck. The Blink, the Burrow, the Inkswell will stun Vel, but it's mostly to buy time for the barracks to fall. Now 2 racks have been grabbed by Polar Ass, both middle and bottom. But they have their eyes on the Megas. Smoke up by Radiant. They look to defend. Smoke is on the Axe, PL, and Enchantress. Vel has Coil. But the Beast has broken the smoke! The Burrow! The blind Burrow! It's fantastic! Radiant will attempt to fight the call. Is on 2, but Vel is dead. Dire are alive. Axe dead. The Beast has fallen, as is Cello. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Polo has run out of BKB charges. He will get cleaved down. It is a 3-for-2. And Radiant are running out of defenders. And they are also running out of buildings to lose. Their tier 3 top lane is dead. It is PL and Enchantress on the defense. Puck has a buyback. Has not used it. Sonagod hits the barracks. Range racks are low. Puck buys back, and Sonagod will lose his life. So it will not be Megas. PL will get stunned by Inkswell. Levi is dead. Wait a minute. Now it is Radiance with the full 5-man wipe. They have defended their base. It was immensely costly. Middle racks, lost. Bottom racks, lost. Top range racks, lost. Looking at buybacks, they've lost a couple of those as well. Puck, Axe, and Enchantress have all used a buyback. However, they have defended their base. So it is going to be very difficult for the base to be defended. But it is possible. We are seeing Toilet Jork now run it down the middle lane. Perhaps looking for whatever farm they can. They're in the Dire jungle, putting down wards. They're in the Dire track camp, hitting creeps. They are getting whatever they can get. And between the fight and the post-fight, they have gotten some currency. They remain behind by 14,000 net worth. But we have seen bigger leads get thrown away in the past. Usually it's Polar Ass on the other side of these kind of comebacks, if it does happen, but You never know. Roshan is being hit by Fast Sloth and Flesh Canoe, but in comes Sonagot. Ursa has the Enrage. He has not used his BKB quite yet. PL is low, but remains alive. Now it's a Soulbind on Enchantress and Phantom Lancer. We see a Doom on Polo. Fast Sloth low. Polo zoned away. That Sloth dead. Dire move to Flesh Canoe on the Enchantress, who falls immediately. That Sloth has used his buyback. Flesh Canoe has no buyback. And now Dire have returned to the Roshan pit. They will claim the Aegis. They will claim the cheese. And they will claim a Refresher Shard for Whole City. Back to middle lane, we see a Blink Yules into Burrow, into Epi from the Beast of the US East, forcing Polo to refresh and BKB. Which means, sure, the Beast has blown his load, but Polo now has 0 BKBs. So his defense is 4v5 into Aegis and Cheese, and without the Razor BKB. It's nigh impossible. Dire hit top barracks. Top barracks dead. That will be Megas. And here we go again. Now down to Megas. Fat Sloth is on the defense. He is draining the mana of Ursa and Sand King. We see Axe cutting the mid lane. So if Dire want creeps, they will need to bring it in bottom. They have a wave coming in bottom. We're seeing... So all chatting from the Beast of US East. He wants Radiant to say uncle. He wants this game to be over. Radiants are not letting it be over. They are defending to the last man, to the last building. They have tier 4s, effigies, and some Moonwells. And of course, a full HP Ancients. Dire have all their heroes in the base, looking to slowly chip down tier 4 towers, poking for an opening. Fat Sloth again will doppel away an X-Mark Torrents combo. Dire again hit tier 4s. Whole City runs in, will tide away Flesh Canoe, but he Hurricane Pikes out of it. Whole City actually might die here. Ooh, the evasion saves Whole City. And now he is forced to run away. No, he's dead! He did not pop the armlet properly, apparently. He's just dead. And now Sonic on the run. He will get Inkswell. In comes the Beast, burrowing Fat Sloth. Coil is on Levi. Levi's life certainly will be lost. Now, Dire have lost 2 heroes. The Beast will TP away just in time. Radiant again lose even more of their base. They've lost a melee Rax top. They've lost HP on their tier 4 towers. But again, they are not relenting. They are not giving up. They have the fortitude to keep on going, apparently. They don't want to call GG. Despite that, though, it is still a very hard game to play. Their PL has finally gotten some items, but he's still not really online quite yet. He still wants another item, maybe another item and a half. That is where Ursa is net worth-wise. If PL was there, he'd be very happy, but he is not. We are seeing tier 4 items getting grabbed. Possibly some big items to be found. Lincoln, burrow by the Beast. I am not quite sure why, but you love to see it. He will Shivas. He's attempting to fight in a 1v3. Unsurprisingly, he did not get kills, but he did entertain me. And I appreciate that. Thank you, George. Over to bottom lane, Radiant have their eyes perhaps on Whole City, but Whole City will be fine for the time being. He's looking to bring in the wave. As we see the Beast middle lane taking a bit of damage from the Impetus. Now Dire smoking the remaining 3 heroes. They will have 5 in the Radiant base once again. Clueless will miss the call. In comes Sonic. Abyssal on 2 heroes by the Soulbind. Polo dead. Clueless dead. Polo buys back. Clueless cannot. Dire run all the way to the fountain. Burrow only on Razor, but Razor has been bashed. Torrent up on 2. Polo die back. Vel die back. Radiant only have 2. It is Fat Sloth and Flesh Canoe, and Fat Sloth is being brought away from his fountain. He will doppel, but he's outside his fountain, and he is dead. That too is a dieback. And at long last, Toilet Jork called GG. They know they can no longer defend. And Polar Ass, in 42 minutes, have won game number 1. Game 1. It was pretty good, actually. It was a pretty good game 1. At the very least, I enjoyed it. There were some good team fights, without a doubt. Certainly some fun times to be had in that game. That's what you get when you cast Polar Ass. You always get a good time. It's very rare that you cast a Polar Ass game and you don't have a good time. I had a good time. Look at this graph. There are lines on it. They all go down. Occasionally they go up, but the trend lines on all 3 eventually go down, as you would expect. Check out this graph. I want to highlight. Let's bring up some key core matchups. I have removed supports. Notice the Radiant lines are down at the bottom over here. The Dire lines are on top over here. If you are Radiant, this is bad. Check out this green line. Not the green line. Yeah, check out this green line from Hull City. Notice he did not have a fantastic start to the game, necessarily, but as time went on, he managed to recover his game in the chaos that was created by the Beast of US East, and by the void map that was created by Sonagai winning his top lane so hard with Levi. Hull City was able to recover his game over time, and he too could be farmed like his teammates. It worked out well there for the side of Polar Ass. So we need to find out who is taking what side and who's taking what pick for game number 2. Let's find out who's taking what. We're seeing Toilet Jork take second pick. But will Polar Ass take Radiance? They're going to take Radiant, by the way. I already know they're going to take Radiant. I don't know why I'm asking. They're going to take Radiant because everybody takes Radiance. Literally always. Correction. In general, teams pick Radiance. Particularly in the pro scene, but even then in the amateur scene, you see teams favor Radiance. For most players, it is a similar win percentage on both sides. But people like Radiant anyways. I too am a Radiant enjoyer. What can I say? I like the side. The Beast of the US East has returned. We are seeing a G in the chat. We are waiting for. Do you want Radiance? See, they didn't tell me if they wanted Radiance or if they wanted Dire. They just said G. Now, technically, I could have just pressed the blue button. They told me to G. Okay. I'm going to put a G LHF for everyone. I'm going to double check my settings. Okay, I see now. This is correct. I am pressing the blue button. Wait. Double tick. Yeah, I'm making sure things are correct here. You know, I'm an enthusiast of getting my lobby settings correct. Big fan. Okay, so let's see here. What can we do? Let's go to our let's go to our OBS. Put up these things. Let's move them around. There we go. Polar Ass are now 5-2. For the Jork are now 3-6. Let's see here. What else can we put on there? The screen. Oh, I know. I could put this in the screen because I'm going to the bathroom and I'm grabbing some water. I will see you in 2 minutes.
Dire team pick.
Tegna.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Lena. Radiant team pick.
Void incarnate.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright, greetings and salutations, Dota fans. I am back for my my intermission. I have grabbed water, I have grabbed a bathroom break. I even grabbed a Reese's cup. I have eaten it. Get a little bit of extra sugar and protein in there, always good things to have, you know. Keep me nice and focused for game number 2 of Polar Ass taking on Toilet Jork. So that's the best part about pulling a USS Guam and joining halfway through the draft is you get to analyze the stuff that's already on your screen, and by the time you're done analyzing the stuff that's on the screen, more stuff appears. So 5 pick Pugna. It was banned game number 1, but instead of Pugna Marcy being Polar Ass's bans, it's now Marcy Enchantress. So despite being on the losing side, they are respecting the Flesh Canoe Enchantress that much. And as a result, they will 5 pick the Pugna, ensuring that that Toilet Jork cannot get it. Toilet Jork pick Lena, and they pick Void Spirit. Lena certainly has some flex potential this game between 2 and 4. Both Velvel, Vale, and Polo enjoy playing the hero. And Void Spirit, surprisingly, for those who don't follow Flesh Canoe, is also a flex hero tonight. Because not only is it played mid, as most people do, Flesh Canoe is a noted Void Spirit 5 support specialist. He excels at playing Void Spirit as a 5. So it's certainly possible. Polar Ass, 8 pick a Magnus, which is one of Whole City's better heroes, and also one of the Beast of US East's better heroes, so there's a lot of fun to be had with that one. 15 pick ends up being this Weaver, who once again, they're a very flexible hero, can be carry, can be support. A lot of options here for the Weaver. Polar Ass grabbed the Tiny, who once again, pretty flexible core, the Beast of US East, is a noted Tiny offlane specialist, really enjoys the hero. I personally fell in love with the Beast of US East casting his offlane Tiny, where this man would just blink in the spots he absolutely should not be blinking into, and walks out with 3 kills, an assist, and a death. You love to see those kind of moments. But we see ignoring my gushing over the Beast of US East. We go back to Nyx Assassin. We go back to Nyx Assassin with the 17 pick. Almost certainly will be that 4 support. I suppose it's a little bit of a block pick to protect the Pugna, but it's more of a hey, Cello is good at this hero, and it's good against Lena, and it's good against Weaver type hero more than it is, hey, Nyx is good or anything. But this game, it is, once again, it's a hero who has tools against Weaver. Carapace is nice. It's very good against Lena. It's good against Void Spirit. A lot of good options there for the Nyx this game. Toilet Jork. They grab Underlord with the 18 pick. Certainly here who has been seeing a large upswing in play for the last... How long has it been since Underlord started getting picked all the time? What? Probably a month now? Maybe like 6 weeks, 7 weeks? Something like that. But very popular hero right now in the pro scene. And certainly a good hero as well. Unlike last game, Toilet Jork have actually used reserve time. Last game, they used literally 0 seconds of reserve time. This game they have used some. Correction, they've used about 3/4 of their reserve time, so they're committing to using reserve time this time.
5 seconds remaining.
We are currently done with the banning. We have finished our bans for the nights. That was our last one. We again walk on into that penultimate 23 pick. This time for Polar Ass. We are looking at a core hero, but we don't know what role it's going to be quite yet. It could be carry, it could be mid, and it could be offlane. All 3 cores are in play. And we have a lot of reserve time. So there's our answer. It will be a Juggernaut carry, a Magnus likely middle, and a Tiny likely offlane.
Seconds remaining.
And we saw game 1, Jug was banned out.
5 seconds remaining.
But this game, it was not. In this game, it was selected by Sonic God. Correction. Selected for Sonic God, I should say, but still. I'm sure Sonic God gave the A-OK on that one.
You may now select your heroes.
Interesting selection. It is a Necrophos. But I don't think I like that pick at all, actually. It's not a hero who traditionally does that well into Nyx Assassin. We're seeing Polo is putting in the chat that he immediately regrets his decision. Which might be a true emotion going through his head right now, but Necro traditionally does not do that well into Nyx. Necro does not do that well into Pugna. Juggernaut, the way Juggernaut has been building nowadays, often does well into Necrophos as well. You're seeing a lot of like early shard builds on Jug. You're often seeing these heavy stat builds going on, so Jug even should match up relatively well into the Necro this game. Easily could throw a nullifier into this build to really ruin Polo's game. Hope to see if this Necro pick ends up working out or not for Polo and for Toilet Jork. Of course, if you are Toilet Jork, this is a win you most certainly want. You want to at least walk away from tonight with a 1-1, bring your team record up to 4-6. Losing this game means you end up being 3-7. You're 4 games under 500. At that point, you'd be a good bit back of the leaders in the group stage. For Polar Ass, they're already 5-2. A win this game puts them at 6-2, puts them 4 games over 500. And to finish this night with a 2-0 victory would be absolutely fantastic for them. I believe it'll put them at 2 series wins and 2 series draws.
Prepare for battle.
Going into the action at hand, though, welcome to game number 2 of Polar Ass picking on Toilet Jork. On the Radiant side, it is Polar Ass who won game 1 in 42 minutes in what was a fairly exciting and action-packed game. On the Dire side, however, it is Toilet Jork who, despite being down significantly in that game, despite losing their lanes, they showed a will to fight throughout the game. So if they can be in a better starting position for this game versus last game, perhaps, they could use their high morale
2 seconds to
to
battle.
bring it to a victory. My name is Badger.
Video game with 3 people, you
Your
can't just
anger.
pause
I'm
it.
joined by nobody. I'm joined by the viewers on a 2-minute delay. And we are going to be here for hopefully a fantastic game number 2. Apparently, ooh, that's not good at all, actually. I'm hoping that sloth is okay.
Games.
Hoping there's no serious medical concern going on right now. It'd be quite bad if it was, but if there is a pause, it would make sense. Certainly, there are some things that are more important than Dota, and physical health is one of them. Not dying of seizure would be nice. Middle lane, we see a bit of a war of D-wards between Levi and Flesh Canoe. Levi ensures the ward is dewarded, though it is denied by Flesh Canoe. Therefore, there will be no gold for Levi. Middle lane, Magnus versus Necrophos. My brain says it's probably a relatively even matchup, but I think I would rather play the Magnus side of the matchup. I feel like Magnus is going to outfarm Necrophos. I'm sure he's going to go hit some small camp, hit some other small camp, maybe even go over to some hard camp. There's a lot of places for Mag to farm this game. With the Empower, I'm sure he'll farm a lot this game. Unless Necro could really apply a lot of pressure in these first 3 waves, I'm not quite sure if Mag is going to be stopped. Right now, we see Mag getting most of these last hits, though not all of them. Well, that hurt, but over the top lane, it is Tiny and Nyx taking on Void Spirit and Weaver. It is that Flesh Canoe 5 support Void Spirits. It is a relatively rough lane for the Void Spirit to operate, I'm sure, given it is 2 relatively tanky heroes in the Nyx and the Tiny, but I'm sure Flesh Canoe is used to these kind of matchups. I'm sure he'll be fine. Weaver will attempt to farm whatever he can, but laning in this Tiny with so much base damage will prove to be difficult, I'm quite sure. And then look over to our bottom lane. It is Vel playing a 4 support Lina and his teammate Clueless on the Underlord versus Pugna and Juggernauts. And it feels like a lane where both Jug and Underlord are going to get whatever farm they can. Underlord will have more damage, therefore he will be favored to get more last hits and denies in the lane. However, there's certainly potential for a spin combination to result in a kill, perhaps. Speaking of kills, top lane, First Blood might be drawn on Flesh Canoe. He's attempting to run away, but that actually Resonant Pulse Shield keeps him alive for now. Remnant hits Chelamello, and Flesh Canoe will once again run away towards the Radiant side trot camp. He is buying attention. Burrow is missed. Flesh Canoe steps in, steps back again. He's just distracting Tiny and Nyx. The big winner of that engagement, you know who it is. It's Weaver. Has a lot of farm time. Flesh Canoe will deny himself to the top lane, tier 3 tower on the Radiant side of the map, of course. And he will return to the lane, I'm sure, with some kind of cool items. Or maybe not. Probably not, actually. Over in the Radiant jungle, we see a decrep on Vel. However, Sonic God could not get in range of a spin. It is posturing for sure. Gotta put Lina on notice, but she's not going to die quite yet. Back to middle lane. It's relatively even on CS. Polo slightly ahead, 23-1 versus Magnus's 18-1. I have 2 kills bottom lane. You see Clueless bringing down Sonic God and Levi avenging him. My B missed multiple kills on that one. LSA is hit by Vel. I missed both of those. What can you do? Top lane Swarm is used by Fastloth. Cello will run away. He'll impale Fleshing with the remnants. Actually, it's off the mark. Kikuchi is in. Fairfire and Stick are both used by Cello. Fleshing is tanking the tower. He will de-aggro, allowing him and Fastloth to get away. I'm sure Dai would have liked to have finished that kill, though, and they were unable to, unfortunately. Apparently, according to Chalamal, they are all dead. They technically are all alive right now, but that is neither here nor there. We are seeing Clueless, much like last game, doing a bit of creep aggroing. Cutting the wave a bit between these towers, trying to avoid direct interactions with the carry. He is doing his best to avoid Sonagod on this Jug.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Jug has level 2 spin, so he is certainly a little bit dangerous. Top lane, you see a 2-man impale from Cello, but he's being run down by Fat Sloth and Flesh Canoe. Remnant is up in 9, meaning the Cello can walk away from the Void Spirit and Weaver. Swarm hits the Tiny, but it will die immediately. So the Beast again will turn, but he is very low on mana, which means he cannot combo down his Weaver. He has 6 wand charges, but there will be no Avalanche Toss combo for a little bit longer. He has a Clarity, so perhaps with that Clarity buff, he might be able to eventually go in. Flesh Canoe is attempting to cancel the Tiny's Clarity, knowing that a Tiny combo could be deadly to his Weaver. But he will not cancel quite yet. Back over to middle lane. Necro again is maintaining a moderately sized lead on the Magnus. 47-5 versus Magnus' 38-5. A little surprised that the whole city's not getting a little more CS-wise, but it is still relatively even. Looking to bottom lane. Sonagod is incredibly low right now. He looks for a spin, however, trying to bring down Clueless. Top lane as well. Big trades are happening. Fast off goes down bottom lane. Clueless TP's away. Back to top again. Flesh Canoe wants vengeance. He lost his carry to a Tiny combo. He wants to bring down Tiny in return, but Tiny is fighting. Has Avalanche and Toss both up. He's baiting, perhaps. Avalanche Toss does not put Flesh Canoe in the air. Remnant will hit the Tiny. Tiny is low. Flesh Canoe is low. Who will die first? The answer is the Beast of US East. Chelamel will clean up the kill on the Void Spirit. So there's a 2-for-1 trade in the top lane. Radiants give their Tiny and get both of the Dire side laners. That's always the fun part, when you know there's action going on both side lanes. Like, alright, what do I watch when? And then end up watching the wrong place, apparently. I missed the Weaver kill, but that's Dota 2 for you. We are seeing Whole City no longer wants to interact with Polo in the lane. He is hitting the jungle exclusively. Speaking of Polo, he is hasted on Necro, running at Whole City. He wants a big solo kill on Magnus. Death Pulse is on the way, but he lacks the mana for enough spells to bring down Whole City. If Polo had full mana, maybe that's a kill, but there is no full mana today for Polo. Back to bottom. Sonagod is farming under his tower, has level 3 spin up and active if he wants to use it, but will not find the right target for now. Over to top lane. Beast of US East is poking around, looking for a Tiny combo on Weaver. Weaver is literally running circles, however, away from the Tiny, ensuring he is not intruded upon by this very large rock. Sentry has been placed. Flesh Canoe will deward it, but it might cost him his life. Sentry is dead. He will dissimulate on the Void Spirit in place. He'll Remnant, Cello, Melon, perhaps die after she turned it around. Not only does Flesh Canoe survive, he even kills Cello Mellow. Big trade there for Toilet Jork in the top lane. Back to bottom, Omni Slash is online, spin in by Sonagod, looking for that support Lina. TP was activated, but not in time. As that happened, top lane, the Beast of US East solo kills fast off. Back to bottom again. A 3v1 brings down Clueless. Whole City rotated in. Omni Slash finished the kill. So across the map, 3 kills. Forward side of Polar Ass. Big solo kill from the Beast. And 2 very important kills as well on the bottom lane. That is just Across the map, fantastic stuff. However, in the middle lane, it is a win for Toilet Vel. Polo brings down the middle tier 1 tower. Speaking of Polo, he is #1 on net worth. I said during the draft, it could be a difficult Necrophos game. But Polo, he called his shot. He wanted his hero. He wanted the Necro. Lo and behold, he is #1 net worth by a country mile. He has the ability to perhaps carry his team into the next phase of the game. He rotates bottom lane. There's a siege unit and an Underlord hitting the tower. Sonagod is under it. He has spin, but no Omni Slash. Remnant hits to simulate the fall. Sonagod has a spin. Levi TP's in. Sonagod is low. Scythe is online. Sonagod is running away, however. Dire move to Pugna. Scythe will demolish Levi. Sonagod TP's away. It will be in time. It will be successful. Now we see a Remnant on Chelamello. He will carry his Flesh Canoe, but Dire are chasing with Polo and Flesh Canoe. They want Chelamello, but Chelamello is just too fast. He will walk away over to top lane. The Beast of US East will avalanche. He will toss. However, he will not kill Lina. Fiend's Gate has been used by Clueless to ensure that this T1 tower remains alive back to the Radiant Jungle. It is a skewer in by Whole City, but a step away by Flesh Canoe. RP not used, or wisely not used, it would have missed. Back further to bottom lane, Clueless and Vel go through the Fiend's Gates to the Beast of US East. The Beast, I think, actually also went through the Fiend's Gate. He's running at Clueless. Clueless is incredibly low. Whole City and the Beast are chasing. Polo goes down mid lane, back to bottom lane. Avalanche in, Clueless out. Across the map again. It is Polar-Ass favored trades. But despite Polar-Ass being up 9 kills to 4, they are down by 1k in net worth. And again, the fighting continues. RP is on 2, but the Beast has perished. Dire supports will tank damage from the Magnus. Flesh Canoe has died. Vel is running. Skewer has missed, and Vel TP's away. The tip comes out. Back to middle lane again. Sonagod wants Fat Sloth. Fat Sloth will Shikuchi away. Will survive. Look at some non-stop action across the map right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Apparently, on my side, the Weaver cosmetics are not showing up because I see none of them. I see no Weaver cosmetics. That is Dota 2 sometimes. Sometimes it just works, you know? It just works. Top lane is where Polar-Ass have their eyes upon. They want this top T1 tower. As that happens, we see the Beast of US East in the middle lane step in by Flesh Canoe in the Remnants. But the Beast remains at 1.4k HP. One more step in. Now Tiny's half HP. As that happens, Radiant dive. Looking for Clueless. He will Fiend's Gate. Will be away in time. No. Cancelled by the Burrow. And it'll be just enough damage to cancel his life now. The Radiants bring down Underlord, meaning if they want to, this top T1 tower is a very gettable objective. There are no defenders. Nobody is there to defend this tower. Dire will glyph. They will get their glyph back when this tower dies, but at this point it is not if, but when this tower will die.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm being raided by Ricky. But thanks, Ricky, in the chat. Thank you for the raid. Really appreciate that one. Hopefully your casting ended up going well. I was there for a while, but ended up having to leave for this cast, for that matter. But back to my action. We are seeing Dire in the Radiant Jungle, hunting for Magnus, but he is hasted. He will get away in time, though Dire still want to kill him. The haste has ended. Dire have their eyes upon him. Skewer away. Scythe is up. Remnant is missed by Flesh Canoe. Step in under the tower to simulate active. Flesh Canoe has RP, but he has Wait a minute, he's been scythed on whole city, he's just dead. Wait a minute. Big kill on Magnus. Onto the Radiant side tier 2 tower at that. That is exactly what you were looking for. If you were Toilet Jork, you dive Polar Ass under their towers, and you bring down their cores. Back again to the Radiant jungle, though. It is Polo under duress. He has a hood and a 17-charge magic wand, but apparently does not need to use either. It's Levi attempting to life drain, but he'll get brought down by Polo. One more kill for Toilet Jork, and they head for another. They want the Beast of US East to has a blink, but it is on cooldown. 3. Run at Tiny. He turns, perhaps an avalanche and toss, but he has been remnanted by the Astral Remnant into the LSA, into another kill for Polo. 5885.
Good to be this good.
And more big plays being made now by Toilet Jork. They've once again returned to a 1k net worth lead.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The one important thing, though, is how is Sonagod farming? It is good. He's farming fairly well. He is at the Maelstrom, not too far from the Manta, about 2.5k net worth away from the Manta. I think he'll want that shard on top, of course, this game. We have been seeing a lot of that Maelstrom Manta into shard build on Jug as of recently. Over to middle lane, Tiny has his blink online. Looking at Radiant Vision, they see very little, but they do see a Weaver top lane. Omni Slash, it is enough damage. They kill Fat Sloth.
Good to be this good.
And in simply one impale duration, they bring down Fat Sloth. Fat Sloth is that squishy on the Weaver. Sure, he has a Mjolnir, but he has no HP items. Over to the Radiant jungle. It's a skewer away by Whole City. Bring Flesh Canoe with him. Clueless. Both Fiend's Gate in. RP is on one. Dire. Want Whole City. The Athos. The Scythe. The Magnus is dead. We see a 2-man impale on Necro and Underlord. Radiant are attempting to fight, but it's a pit on 2. Tiny. Nyx Assassin. They are on the run, attempting to escape. Tiny can blink in 3. Is there a cancel on the blink? Nope. He goes in instead, turning on Polo. They pick up on top. Impale hits. They bring down Polo. But now Dire want counter kills. They get the Tiny. They get the Pugna. Cello Mello is in the periphery, but he cannot do anything any longer. He must run away. And during all of that, we see both carries just sitting in the top lane once again, just having a grand old time.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
For those who are just coming on over, though, welcome to game number 2. Polar Ass taking on Toilet Jork. Game 1 was pretty good. It was 42 minutes long, had a lot of very cool team fights. At this point, Toilet Jork, they want vengeance. They lost game 1. Of course, they want the vengeance. They are currently up by 1k net worth, but it is a very tenuous game state. One lost team fight could send their hopes and dreams scattering in the winds.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But that is Dota 2.
Attack.
Link in, Skewer, on Flesh Canoe into the avalanche from the Beast of US East. They annihilate the Void Spirit, who's attempting to do a little bit of D-Ward action, but he gets demolished by Levi, Whole City, and the Beast. Radiant now have their eyes set on the middle tier 1 tower. Underlord TP's in, but he will be tanking perhaps an Impale. Impale hits. The Beast has his tiny combination. Avalanche Toss have been used towards Cello Mello. Coolest remains 1/2 HP. Skewer is off the mark. Radiant attempted the dive, did not get the kill, and have not gotten the tower quite yet. It is 1/3 HP. The Beast walks in. He wants to find big stuns. He has been disarmed. The toss has been missed on Polo. Scythe in. Tiny out. Step in by Flesh Canoe. Radiant still want Necro. The RP on 2. Instant Skewer on 3. Omni Slash on top. They all melt. 3 kills on top of a massive Omni Slash plus reverse polarity combination. It ends up being, I believe, a 3-for-1 trade with a tower on top. Big win right there for Polar Ass.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now, not only do they want this middle T1 tower, they want the top tier 2 tower. Sonagod softened it up earlier. It is about 1/4 HP as it currently stands. If Polaras get this tower, parlay in to this dire side outpost, they are in a good position to potentially even grab Roshan after that. So there's a lot of very obvious moves macro-wise for Polaras to think. But as all that happens, we see Dire looking to defend their tower. It is not denied. Sonagod has last hit it. It is a 4v4 if either team elects to fight. Looking at Dire, they do not see much though. They only see Tiny in the bottom lane, so perhaps they intend to fight, but they cannot find the right target to jump on. So again, the fighting will stop for the time being. We are seeing Polaras split the map and farm. You're also seeing Toilet Jork split the map and farm. It is a good day to split the map and farm, but in this game state, the winner most certainly is that Jug. He is #1 net worth by a very decent margin, nearly 3k ahead of the Necrophos. He is at the Manta, he is at the Maelstrom. He is going Dasher into Shard afterwards. And Dire really have not stopped this man's farm. So he will continue to farm. Over to the river. We see an attempt from Whole City. It ended up being too late. TP was there, away in time. Back to the jungle. Radiant bring down Flesh Canoe, but he will lose Levi. Now Dire on a big kill on Tiny. Laguna is in. Into the Death Pulse, into the site. The beast has perished, but in come Radiant, looking for vengeance. Shockwave, the right clicks, the impale, there on 2, spin on top, RP is there on 3! What a fantastic RP from Whole City! Clueless, dead, Polo will Ghost Shroud, but he's still being skewered away again! Chelamel has fallen, but in comes Sonagod, cleaning up the fight, bringing down Polo, but no! The LSA with the swarm damage on top, there was too much minus armor for Sonagod to survive, and now Dire want the 5th kill. They want Whole City. LSA has been missed by Vel. Whole City will blink away. But for Toilet Jork, that is an essential teamfight win in your favor.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They have to spend so much effort killing a Necrophos. And sure, you kill the Necrophos, but you can't kill everyone. Just not quite enough damage yet. Maybe if Sonagod had the Shard in that fight, it goes a little bit better, but it's just hard to break through all that Dire side HP, it appears. Especially when you lose 2 heroes right away. I mean, you say you have your Tiny during that entire fight. Maybe things go differently, but it's simply not the way the fight occurred. Toilet Jork took the fight on their terms. Link in by the Beast. Avalanche, toss on Polo. The Beast will tank some damage. Remnant will hit the Tiny into the Laguna, but he's being healed by Levi. The Beast has turned. He remains alive, and he will walk away. Very relatively high-risk, low-reward player from the Beast. Almost pays off, but he will escape with his life. Seems like Radiant have their eyes on Roshan. They were in there briefly. We do see a double damage rune for Fat Sloth. I'm not quite sure he will attempt the Roshan, but it does mean it's denied from the Jug. So Jug cannot simply step back into the Roshan pit, grab that Roshan quickly, and get that first Aegis of the game, 4th Roshan of the series, but we see Radiant beginning to poke their heads into this Dire side jungle, looking at their vision. They have a ward in the top lane. Shello is invis with Vendetta, but I believe Dire are aware of that, for they vision plus that sentry ward. And now Radiant know that Dire know. They get the D ward out. Dire have smoke. They're going into the Nyx, it appears. They have the sentry. They know he's there. Step in, dust, but the Remnant is off the mark. Cello was a hard target to go on, and he ended up ruining the smoke attempt for Toilet Jork. And now it is Polaras course, Smoked is 5. Cello again leads the way. Vendetta is no longer online, but he has plenty of backup this time. Blink RP is available. Here we go again. Remnant breaks the blink of Magnus. Void Spirit loses life, and in comes the Beast. Looking for Lena. Lena will use herself, but Radiant already gotten 1 kill. They move to Necrophos. BKB from Clueless. Void Spirit buys back. Outer side is active. Looking for Underworld. Underworld's half HP. It's attempting to survive. It's attempting the man fight. Blink RP. It is on 2. The shotgun on top. The skewer brings both the way into the impale. Fantastic team fight coordination. Triple kill for Cello Mello. Radiant move again. Back to Fatsloth. The bash is on Weaver, but he will BKB and Chikuchi away. He wants to bring down Nyx. Nyx remains alive. Fatsloth again will Chikuchi away. During all that, we saw Lena and Tiny the 1v1. Neither die. Back to the jungle. It's Whole City once again hunting. He has Blink. He has Skewer. He is hunting. He wants somebody. However, it's Flesh New stepping in for Cello Mello, into the Carapace, into the Impale, into the right place, into a dead Void Spirit. Another kill for Cello Mello. And how rarely do you see that? 4 kills for Nyx Assassin in 1 team fight. Polar Ass win it, and they walk right on into the Roshan pits. First Aegis of the game, much like last game, went to Sondigod. He had, I believe, he had all 3 last game? I think he had all 3 Aegises last game on the Ursa. He's once again monopolized that immortality, getting it on Jug this game. Polar Ass have plenty of time to work with. They have RP up in 40 seconds. They can play it slow, they can push in top wave, grab the outpost, and slowly push it in mid wave. Perhaps poke their nose towards that dire side tri-camp, get some wards up, begin to bring it in mid, bring it in bot, slowly choke this map out for Toilet Jork. For now, though, Toilet Jork have gotten around this entrapments. They've gotten past the blockade. They have heroes farming the Radiant side jungle. Back to mid lane, though, it is Sondigod hitting the tower. He has no fear. He has 2 lives, a spin, and a manta. He is nigh unkillable. In contrast, the T2 tower not only is killable, it is dead. Polar Ass have claimed 2 outer tier 2 towers. Looking for Pole City. He tried for a blink play, looking for Polo. He did not find Polo. Polo had a smart TP away in the trees, escaping from many intrusions. And now Radiant will sweep back over. They know top is cleared out. They head to the Dire Tri-Camp. Sondigod has set up there, meaning Radiant are beginning to weave a net along this sort of map area. They're choking at the farm, but they have not fully gotten positioning yet. Dire look for a fight right now. They know Radiant are split. Step in the Remnant on Whole City. Big kill if they can get it, but he BKBs in time. The RP on only 1, but it's 1 Radiant side kill on a Dire side carry. And now, it's Sondigod being forced forward. He wants to spin with the Shard and the Empower, but he cannot find a target. He now sees Clueless. But Clueless is just too far away. Radiant only get 1 kill, but it is the most important kill they could have gotten. They have gotten the kill on the Fat Sloth Carry Weaver. And they might just get 1 more. Blink in, Horn Toss, Skewer, on Flesh Canoe. He will dissimulate. He will step away, and he will actually haste away from Levi and Whole City. Back to the bottom lane. Polar Ass have killed the T1 tower. They head for the tier 2, and they also will kill the tier 2. That will be all of Toilet Jork's outer towers dead. Aegis timer is 2 minutes if they want to go high grounds. And they will. Much like last game, we see the main attack of Polar Ass being led by Sondigod. The Beast not long behind. Remnant will miss. Step in the flesh. Now we see Horn Toss and the Skewer on Polo. The Necro is low. The Necro gets demolished. He has a buyback, but that is 1 costly buyback if he uses it. But if you don't, you might just lose high ground. The Beast blinks in, Avalanche, the toss on Fat Sloth. Sonagon gets the Void Spirit. The Beast will walk away. And the coordination again. They distracted the Dire in the backline. Sonagon will lose his Aegis. But Radiant have 5 heroes. Dire only have 3. The Blink, the Horn Toss, the Skewer on 2. They both will BKB. But the damage is absolutely massive. Fat Sloth will turn. LSA hits on Tiny. Necro buys back. Death Pulse. Scythe is online, but he could not finish the Tiny. Dire, again, will be collected. They will be cool. They will be calm. They will stay in their high ground as 4. They know that Polar Ass want to return to sieging high ground. But with Void Spirit respawning, it will be a 5v5. No Aegis. Just a straight 5v5. However, Radiant still have the RP. Skewer, blocked by the pits. Laguna could not kill. Now Dire have thrown out an ability to defend. They get no kills, but they do defend for the time being. Dire smoke up as 5. They want to catch Polar Ass off guard. I don't believe Polar Ass know. Looking at Dire's vision, they see a Jug, and they see a Tiny. And they now perhaps might go on Jug. That is one hard target. Clueless is bashed by Sonagon. In comes Whole City. Horn Toss off the mark. He will skewer away in time. He has been taunted into the LSA. In comes a 4-man avalanche from the Beast. The toss in the air. The damage. It's actually not enough though. But in comes the damage. The Omni Slash brings down Clueless. Levi brings down Flesh Canoe. Neither have a buyback. Another avalanche. No toss this time. Laguna on the Beast, but Whole City gets ready for one more initiation. He has Blink. He has RP. This could be massive if he goes in. Or he could be patient, as he's doing right now. He allows his Jug to hit the barracks. Bottom racks are dead. Another avalanche. Another toss. The spin. The impale. The kill. It has a dieback for Polo 5885. And now again, Polar Ass are hitting the buildings. It's a 5v2 siege. The defense is extraordinarily hard. And another Blink avalanche and the toss into the impale. There's the kill. Down goes Fat Sloth. He does have buyback, but the base, it is simply crumbling. Melee racks dead. And the Horn Toss, the Skewer, is now cancelled, but a bash on Clueless. The RP, it's again on 2, into the impale, into 2 more kills. They kill Clueless as well. Fat Sloth buys back, but it is too late. He barely time-lapses in time. He's attempting to fight, looking for Chillamel, looking for Sonagon. LSA on point. Laguna brings down the Jug. And now it's Radiant, again initiating. Avalanche Toss brings down Fat Sloth again. It's a dieback on Weaver. BKB from Tiny, running in as Clueless looks for Atos on Chillamelo. Chillamelo is very low. He will go down, but Clueless again is stuck outside his base. He is skewered away by Whole City. The Beast looks to play around. Avalanche Toss on Vel. Lena is low, but not quite dead. And Whole City actually dies to Clueless. Back to the Beast. He is still very deep in this Dire base. Levi TP's away from Clueless. Pit and Atos were on cooldown. Now the Beast. He is the one member of Radiance still in this Dire side base. He will toss away Clueless, but in steps Flesh Canoe. The Yules, the Remnant, the Taunt is their damage. The Pit, Firestorm on cooldown, but the Beast is so incredibly low. BKB on cooldown, Blink on cooldown, and Via Laguna Blade, a life on cooldown. Polar Ass, who's 4 on the retreat, but still is an extraordinarily costly defense for Toilet Jork. Bottom racks again dead. Middle racks dead. Looking at buyback status, it is Dire. Pun intended. Underlord, no buyback. Necro, no buyback. Weaver, no buyback. And Lena, no buyback. All committed in a futile defense, losing 2 barracks. That was fun. Top lane Vendetta is online for Chillamelo. If he wants to attempt a kill on Clueless, Carapace, Vendetta, Impale, Mana Burn, but Clueless still has 900 HP, so they will demolish the Nyx. Very bold initiation from Chelanol. He bought time for his teammates to arrive. We saw a TP away from Vel, but Clueless was not so lucky. He was brought down by Levi and Sonigot. Over to the river, we see Whole City attempted a horn toss on Fleshcanoe. Fleshcanoe stepped away in time. What cannot step away is Roshan. It is the second Roshan of the game, the fifth of the series. I think we are about to see a fifth Aegis go to Sonigod, the polar ass carry. It will be the Aegis and the Shard. Aegis to Sonigod. Shard to the Beast of US East on this Tiny. We see Tiny going for a relatively unorthodox build here. He's bought an Aghanim Scepter, which we do not see too often nowadays, except in the when you run out of slots. But the Beast has bought it after only a Blink, BKB, and Echo Saber. But you know, the Beast of US East is simply built different. He is truly he goes by the beat of his own drum. Let's put it that way. He's a unique individual. Top T3 is dead. Toilet Jork are not even defending their base, it appears. Range Rag's dead. Melees. Well, they're dead too. That will be Megas for Polar Ass. You see Tiny. Has a Blink. Has an Avalanche. Has a Toss. And wants to Fountain Dive. Horn Toss is off the mark from Whole City. But in comes the Beast. He's diving the Fountain for no good reason. They demolished the Lita, though. What can you do? RP, they're on one. It's only the Void Spirits. Void Spirit will die, however. Now they move again. Avalanche Toss in. Refresh RP is there as well. Dire have lost their base defenders. Sonigod remains alive with 2 lines. It is a 4v3, but this is incredibly futile. Not quite sure why Toilet Jork have not called GG. They will fight nonetheless. Sonigod is hitting. Fighting with Clueless. Clueless runs to his Fountain. Fleshcanoe gets bashed. A very unlucky bash. And now, the Blink, the Skewer. Whole City will give his life, but it is for the cause. Or maybe not. They're actually killing nobody on the Sire team right now. Underlord and Necro remain alive, but Underlord's life is numbered in seconds. He will fall to Levi on the Pugna. T4 dead. Sonigod is dropping his items on the ground. The disrespect. They're both dropping their items. The disrespect. Polo. He wants to grab items. But no. The items remain on the ground. Buy a Blink, Dagger Man. Get in there. Buy a Blink. Get in there. Grab the items. They're actually throwing by doing this. Nah, she doesn't really matter. The items are still on the ground. Jesus Christ. So, Polar Ass, they've won the series. 2-0. A bit of contentious all chat between the two teams. I'm sure there's not some, little bit of, let's put it this way, if there was not bad blood before this series, there is bad blood now. What can you do? Polar Ass have done it. They have secured the 2-0 victory over Toilet Jork. Polar Ass move up to 6-2. Toilet Jork go down to 3-7. That is going to be it for tonight. I am going to pass it on. I'm going to pass the raid on, probably to my my buddy Chompix. Before I end it up, though, I'm going to thank the people. Thank you to Ka for the subscription, and thanks to Ricky, Mr. R. Cryptic, for the raid. I appreciate both of those things greatly. Thank you to the viewers for tuning in for this 2-0 victory of Polar Ass versus Toilet Jork. I will be back on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the two-time defending Lads champions Nebula, taking on the last champions before them, the Season 7 champions Sus. I will be joined by Mr. Nouns, Mr. 5-Rap Staff, Mr. Dota Buff himself, Logical Dota. So it will not just be me sitting alone this time, luckily. Yeah, that will be Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It should be absolutely fantastic. Should be a spectacular game. For now, that will be the end of the road. Thank you for watching. And as always, have a great night.